first let me say this. Please understand, I don't attack or go after anybody when it comes to weight. I've dealt with this all of my life. It's a very sensitive subject. It's a very sensitive issue, and I know that. So therefore, I know how to talk to other people who may have an issue with it. I'll tell you how it started off for me growing up. I heard, you're going to eat all that food on that plate. And those are things that your parents did for you because, they didn't have that. My father used to tell me he would be the one in the kitchen out of 7 kids, or 5 kids, he'd be the one in the kitchen helping my grandmother and helping her because he knew at the end if there was any food left over, he would get it. But see, I never grew up like that. I grew up with plenty of food. And so it was eat your food up. You go to your grandparents' house, eat your food up. You go somewhere else, church, eat your food up. And so it was always about eating your food, and you can start developing this cycle and this habit that becomes a part of your life. And so therefore, when you get older, the meals get bigger. So I knew that I had a problem around 18 years old because one day I went to Dairy Queen and I had a large, back then they had large. It wasn't one of this stuff now. But back then I had a large chocolate chip cookie dough blizzard. It was good. And then when I finished it, I went back and I had a large chocolate chip cookie dough blizzard. Two of them. So one of my friends one day told my wife after we were married, she's like, yeah, I remember man growing up, he had 2 chocolate chip cookie dough blizzards. And I remember the embarrassment, that he told my wife that, who already knew, she'd been dealing with me and my weight for years. So finally, after 34 years that we've been together, finally, I got the point. And she had just learned, and this is what you love about a wonderful spouse is, they quit looking at your physical appearance and they start looking inside here. So that's what she did. So it didn't matter how big I got. I'm sure that there is a point about how big I could have gotten, but she chose to look at the inside of me versus looking at the outside of me. And I tell her thank you all the time because, it's pretty tough to have to go through that particular thing. Okay, so I guess we'll leave that now. It's a tough topic to talk about, but I promise y'all that I'm going to say what needs to be said. And it's not that I've arrived. I plan on getting down to 180 pounds. Right now I'm at about 200 pounds from 260. So I'm going to get that. But I'm going to keep going until she says, baby, that's enough. All right, so it's been a tough thing, but there are some things that I had to learn throughout this whole process. And I want to leave about 10 minutes at the end for questions, if anybody has any questions. Because it's been the biggest journey of my life. When I say the greatest journey of my life, this has been it. I've done a lot of things. I've graduated from a state police academy twice. Graduated from college, got married to a beautiful wife. I'm not going to put it on with that. But it's been like the biggest thing in my life that is taking place. Because now, my mind is like no longer clouded about stuff. Now, it's like I feel more connected to y'all than I've ever felt connected to y'all. So I'm going to tell you some of the things that I did and some of the things that I ate. But first, we got to do some housekeeping amongst Israel. We're going to do some housekeeping. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Oh, God. No.
How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try to rush through this so that I can make sure that we get through all of it, okay? Let's talk about some housekeeping. Colon cancer. we are 20 to 40 times higher than white people. 3 times higher with artery disease than white people. I didn't say 1 time higher. I didn't say we 2 times higher. We are 3 times higher than white folk getting artery disease. Cardiovascular disease kills 50,000 black women annually. We are 2 times more likely to develop Alzheimer's. Any way we can tighten this up? All right, I got you. 2 times more likely to develop Alzheimer's, which is, I don't care what nobody says, it is a reversible disease. It's all about what you eat. Many people think right now when you get Alzheimer's, it's over. No, you can change that. I don't care what the medical industry says. Y'all's fruit and y'all's food says different. It's about changing your lifestyle. 60% more likely to develop diabetes than white folk. Number one, this stuff we're over here we eating, it ain't our food.
Exactly. Right.
It's not our food. Okay, black women have higher rates of breast cancer and a higher risk of death than white women. And Hispanics, whoever you want to add into that. We know we're talking about us. Black women have more hysterectomies than any other people group. 50%.
Happened again. Microphone.
Can y'all hear me clearly? Yeah. Hopefully y'all sustain my voice. It's okay.
That was me that time. That wasn't you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yes. Okay, so 50% of black women have hypertension. Half of black women have high blood pressure. Black children are 2 times likely to have obese children. Black children are 2 times higher than a white child to be obese, basically is what it's saying, paraphrase. Black babies are 3 times more likely to die than white children. So as you can see, we already know from Deuteronomy 28, it's stacked against us in the first place because God told those Israelites, I'm going to give you all the plagues of Egypt and then some. So today, if you look at, this is like this much. Out of this much when it comes to us as black folk. Just know this, we lead everything. It don't cancer, we lead it. Nobody catches or has cancer like us. AIDS, it doesn't, we lead all of it. But see, here's the awesome thing about Yah. Because our forefathers were disobedient and we had all this stuff placed on us, do you know when we come to understand who Yah is, do you know that curse can drop off of us?
Oh, yeah.
You know how it drops off of us? Not by doing what we're doing right now. No. It's by learning about Him. So let's take a little dive into the scriptures for a minute. Because I want to make sure that we get some understanding about a couple of things. Let's go to John 10:10. John chapter 10 and verse 10. And I'm going to go ahead and read while you all get there. We got to do 9. Everybody knows how I do it on Sabbath. I always go one higher. And I am the door. Whoever enters through me, he shall be saved and shall go on and shall go out and find pasture. The thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they might possess life and that they might possess it beyond measure or abundantly. So what is the thief coming to steal? Messiah is coming to give life abundantly. What is the thief coming to steal? Life. When I read through some of these statistics, did you get an idea that he's coming to steal life amongst us? He doesn't like us. We know he doesn't like us because his people here don't like us. I had a run-in this week with somebody who wanted to ask me, when are you going to get rid of that blanking Bob Marley or reggae hairdo and cut that blank? And I said, this is my culture. And he looks at me and says, I was just playing. And I'm like, y'all the only people on this earth that has the audacity to go to another race of people and talk about their culture. So we already know what's already set up against us. And for those of you all who are recording on YouTube, this is the facts of life, and you know I'm not holding anything back. If you're listening in, trust me, it's the truth. So we already have these things stacked against us. So now we have our health stacked against us. The question is, are we going to continue to let the thief come in and kill, steal, and destroy us? The Messiah is already saying, hey, I've got life. I come to give it to you abundantly, but there's some things you got to do. You can't keep doing what you're doing right now. If you continue what you're doing right now, you're not going to be here. And that was one of the first reasons that I had to change what I was doing. Because the things in my body was telling me, you keep doing what you're doing, you're not going to be here longer. So I'm driving down the highway and my chest and my heart is going, blue, blue, blue. This happened about 5-6 years ago when I started my own trucking company. Blue, blue, blue. Started feeling my chest, my heart like it was jumping. Palpitating is what they call it. So my wife had to take me to a doctor one time. She took me to the doctor like 2 or 3 times. Baby, I think we need to go to the doctor. This ain't feeling right. Blood pressure. Before I started my journey, my blood pressure was 188 over 122. I had to do something. I'm sedentary, driving a truck all day, other than unloading or loading my truck. I'm just sitting there sedentary all day long. I'm not benefiting nothing. Something had to change in my life. And so many of us, even sitting in this room, and those who are by video listening to the sound of my voice, you know who you are. I don't have to call anybody out. I don't have to make anybody feel bad. You know your spirit does that itself. You know what we've been doing has been so wrong. Wrong. We are serving another God. So, if you really want to know what really got me to change was, see, I've been knowing for several years, if you die, when you stand in front of your Maker, guess what he's going to look at you and say? And I believe that when if I stood in front of him and I died, I believe he was going to see my body that I had when I was on the earth. Some kind of silhouette of it. And he was going to look at me and say, you see that right there? I was never your master. That was your master. See, I already knew in my mind I wasn't going to enter the kingdom. Yeah, I teach lessons on Shabbat. Yeah, sure do. On the backside, I'm not going to make it because I can't control this stomach. If he tells me to go get a candy bar, I'm going. If he tells me to get some, eat that cookie, boy. I'm going to go eat it. Okay, I'm going to go. Give me a second. Hey, I want a Sonic. I want a Blizzard right now. Go to Dairy Queen and get a Blizzard. Hold on, let me find a way to sneak and go get it. Hey, sweetie, I need to go to the store. Or she would say, I need somebody to go to the store. I'll go to the store, and my kids are like, hey, Daddy, can I go with you? No, you can't go. Why can't I go? Because they're going to come and rat me out in front of their mom. So what did I do? I snuck. I hid things in front. There's things that I bought that she had no idea. There's money that I had she had no idea about. Because my God caused me to do that. It's right here. And this is the one that will send us straight to hell. It's this right here. I'm telling you, if you don't get it under control, y'all, when you get ready to stand before your maker, listen, if you jumped when it said jump and y'all told you to jump and you didn't jump, you know who you serve. It's a dreadful thing to fall in the hands of. What really got me to change, what did I need? It was humility. You see, when you got humility, that's when you say to God, I can't do it. I need you to help me. I can't do it. When you're humble before him and you say, okay, and I used to ask all the time, y'all, could you please just take this away from me? I mean, make it to where I don't even like to eat. And people are saying, hey, you better eat, man, because you did it away. I mean, take my taste from my mouth. I mean, I asked all these prayers. It sounds stupid, don't it? But it's because I knew what was killing me. It was my stomach. And so it came to humility. I had to ask y'all. Listen, y'all's not going to help you if you ain't willing to help yourself. You can go to church. You can get your preacher to lay his hands on you. All you want. All he's going to do is lay his hands on you. You can go to your elders and have them to gather around you and pray. Guess what? All they're going to do is put their hands on you. Because if you ain't got this under control, it don't matter. What sense does that make? We go and ask y'all to heal us. Heal us, y'all. God heals you, and we go back and put the same darn mess right back in our stomach that gets us right back, which makes y'all look like a fool. Y'all, we got some stuff we got to change about ourselves. And many of us, if we don't get it together, we are going to go to hell. That's tough. That's a hard thing to say. If we don't get it together, we're going to spend our time in the lake because that's where our God sends us. Y'all, he doesn't send us there. He wants us to be with him. But if he's not him and this is pretending to be him and you don't have control over it, yeah, there's a lot of grace, but you willingly did what this one said. See, grace is for the one who tries and fails and gets back up. Tries, fails, and gets back up. Grace is not for the one who just blatantly follow what it said. Did what it says. You know, most of my reels that I do on YouTube I call it stomach talk, conversation talk with your stomach. Because these conversations we be having, hey, get up, go to the back. You need to go get me something to eat. No, today it used to be, this is the difference. It used to be, Ed, go get me something to eat. Yes, sir. What are we having? Go get some fried chicken. Okay, I'll go get some fried chicken. Right now, it's, Ed, you gonna go get us something to eat? And I say, no, I'm not. Well, why not? Because I'm in control. See, there was a time when it was a God and it talked to me like one and I listened to it like one. But now I let it know I control you. Don't come to me in that big scary voice no more, because I tell you what to do. And I tell you what you're going to do. Man, I'm shrinking. Yep, that's exactly what I want you to do. Shrink. And that's the mindset that we got to have with our stomachs. Really, you need to talk to it. You ain't crazy. You just saying, nope, not today. I'm not going to listen to you. And I'm going to try to come up with one every morning so that when we get up, hey, we'll have one in the morning, some kind of inspiration to say, fight against that belly. If you don't fight against that belly and y'all sees you not fighting against that belly, y'all's going to say, you're with your belly. You're fighting against me. Y'all saw enough of me. There we go. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this. How much time I have, Sue?
There you go. You have.
How many?
You got 28 minutes.
Well, for your 10, you got.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what caused me to change? My health was destroying me. I felt it. I had pain all in my body. All of my joints were hurting. Some of you saw my videos. Sorry if this is like a rehash. But I had arthritis. my neck, my arms, everything. I was retaining water on my legs. I could take my thumb and go down to my nail, into my skin, and pull my thumb out, and it just stayed there from the water fluid on my legs. That is a great candidate for heart disease. I knew something was wrong. You get anxiety. You get anxiety, there goes a fluttering in your chest. Think about something, there goes a fluttering in your chest. I knew something wasn't right. Fluttering kept going and kept going and kept going. And then you start getting nervous and it keeps going. And see, I knew something was wrong. You don't have much time left. You're going to have to figure something out. So what did I do? I researched and I researched and I researched. And I watched what people were doing. I watched Fruitarian. I saw a woman about 20 years ago. A sister said she was a Fruitarian. I was like, what? She's crazy. Fruitarian? What the heck? She only eating fruits? I ain't eating that. And then what happens? I'm looking, driving down the highway, YouTube pops up. Fruitarian. What is that? Granted, I just prayed. Father, please, you got to help me some kind of way. Video comes up, I watch it. Next one, I watch it, and I'm like, oh wow, this is like transforming their body. This is transforming their health. So I tried it for the first week, ate what I wanted over the weekend, came back the second week, tried it, ate what I wanted, and I said, okay, that video that I made in March the 30th, my first day of that vlog that you see, that was the day I said, okay, today's the day. I'm going to start. Okay, so again, knowing I wouldn't make it into the kingdom, and knowing that I would be leaving my family. My beautiful wife, my 6 children would no longer have a dad. I got an older 3 and I got a younger 3. And she would be left to take care of them. And not only that, but she has already lost most of the people in her family. And I'm really the one that she has left. So that's a double devastation when your husband is gone. And I had some people that I knew at the beginning of the year or last year that their husband didn't wake up. Laying in the bed, died while they were asleep. That's happened several times. So I said, you know what? I can't do it. I can't hurt my family. I can't hurt y'all. It took humility, because humility means I had to get rid of that arrogance and that pride that I'm going to eat what I want to eat, and I'll just do it later. I'll start next week. I'll start next week. Okay, I'll start next week. Okay, I'll start next week. Next week comes. Okay, I'll start next week. Oh, I'm going to do it again next week, though. Next week was always next week for me. It was never today. But I had to do it. So let me tell you, there was a couple of things I could have chosen. I could have chose being a vegan. Anybody here a vegan? Let me tell you what. There's some unhealthy vegans. I can go out and create a cake like the cake that I didn't want to eat that had animal products in it. And I can make one the same way that got just as much sugar and just as much mess in it, just don't have animal products. So when I saw that there were, I'm in Chicago, I ate at a vegan restaurant. Oh man, I left out stuff. Can't breathe, walking out. It was good and it was fattening. So I said, vegan ain't quite for me. I mean, if I stay away from any of that kind of stuff anyway, if I eat whole plant food, I'm vegan. Right, regardless how you look at it. So vegan wasn't for me because I saw a lot of vegan junk food, and I knew that wasn't going to help me because I would just concentrate on the vegan junk food. If it's sweet, I'll eat it. No doubt. So I didn't want to do that. And not only that, veganism was started by some man named Donald Watson. Not no wow. And veganism is basically built off the premise of you don't want to see animals suffer. That ain't going to work for me. Because I'll eat a piece of steak in a minute. So that wasn't going to work. So then, what about vegetarian? Well, you know, vegetarian, okay, so you're eating plants, but yet you're eating dairy and eggs, and that ain't vegetarian. You're eating other things beside that. So, you know, it's kind of like I had to decide what was going to work for me. So then I look at the fruitarianism side of it. Now, fruitarianism worked because I learned this, that the body is based off of sugar. Did y'all know that? What's the number one product in the United States right now when it comes to food? Sugar. Hold on. If it's made, if they make sugar, well then why are they not selling?
That's their sugar, it's not of Yahuwah.
There you go. They have taken everything good out of that sugar cane and they've made it white.
Refined.
They have ultra refined it, meaning there's nothing good left in it. And then they're going to take medicine from the natural things they're pulling and make medicine off of it that they call today medicine. So all they're doing is stripping what Yah has made and resynthesizing it into something else. So if your body's made off of sugar, why are we having so many problems with sugar today? Don't eat no fruit, because that'll make your blood sugar go up. Man, y'all need to read y'all's word. Okay, let's read it. Genesis 29.
Before you need meat for protein.
Hey, let me ask you a question. You ever seen a 1,000-pound bull in the field?
I know you don't.
What's he eating?
Oh, right.
Grass? Yeah, so that means there's protein in that grass that bull is eating.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Fruit. Plant. It's got everything you need in it. You don't have to have no protein. You get too much protein, it breaks your bones down. Y'all gives you just enough. Look at the elephant. What's the elephant eat? Grass, trees, bark, whatever. Yeah. It gets protein, don't it? Well, why come we can't get protein from eating those types of things? We can. It's just what the system has taught us. Okay, so I'm going to show you why I chose to do majority fruit. Now, I'm about 80% fruit, and then the rest of it, I do plant-based. So I do a salad or what have you. But anyway, let me read these because I want to make sure that everybody gets these. So let's look at Genesis chapter 2, and we'll look at verse 9 real quick. Genesis chapter 2. Okay. And out of the ground, Yahuwah Elohim made every tree grow that is pleasant to sight and good for food, with the tree of life in the midst of the garden and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Yeah. Let's look at chapter 3, and I'm going to read verse 1 through 11 real quick, and I'm going to do it real quick. And the Nahash, or the serpent, was more crafty than all the lives of the field which Yahuwah Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, is it true that Elohim has said, do not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the Nahash, we are able to eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, do not eat of it, nor touch it, lest you die. And the Nahash said to the woman, you shall certainly not die, for Elohim knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be open, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree desirable to make one wise. And she took of its fruit and ate. And she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. And the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made loin coverings for themselves. And they heard the voice of Yahuwah Elohim walking about in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah Elohim among the trees of the garden. And Yahuwah Elohim called unto Adam and said to him, where are you? And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself. And he said, who made you know that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, you should not eat? So I kind of said to myself, hold on, the tree? He's eating from the tree. I mean, so our forefathers used to do this. Used to do this. Not go to a grocery store and go. No, they used to do this. And for those, I'm not against eating plants. Hey, I'm good with that too. It's a whole food. Only problem that I really have, I hear people plants are good to juice and to get the juice from, but we don't have 4 stomachs to process the stuff in the plants like the cows and stuff have. So it's a little harder for us. Leafy greens, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I'm not against that. I eat salads. I'm not against that at all. So I just want everybody to know that just because you hear the word fruitarian, I consider myself to be a fruitarian whole foodist, meaning that's what I eat. Fruit and plants. That's it. That's what I deal with. And that's what's caused me to lose almost 60 pounds. All right, so let's go to the end of the Bible. Let's go to Revelation chapter 22. Couple more minutes. Okay. Man. Okay, verse 1 in chapter 22 of Revelation. And he showed me a river of water of life, clear as crystal, coming from the throne of Elohim and the Lamb. In the middle of the street and on either side of the river was the tree of life, which bore 12 fruits. Each, now listen to this, don't think it was just one tree. It says, each tree yielding its fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And I said, that's where I got to get my healing from, is his fruit. And so in the process of 7 days, my first 7 days, my blood pressure dropped to a normal range. My arthritis went away. I didn't even realize it until I said it. I picked up a cup that I normally pick up, and my forearm would be hurting and my knuckles would be hurting. And I started drinking. And I was like, hold on, my hands don't hurt. My arm doesn't hurt. I mean, it was a shock.
Hallelujah.
7 days is all it took for the fruit to heal your body. So it's not like you got a wound on you. You take a piece of fruit and sit it on it and things going to heal your body. That's not how it works. How it works is that fruit has everything it needs inside to cause your body to heal. All this meat that we eating, I'm not against eating meat. I'll never tell anybody not to eat meat because I know Yeshua did it. I know the sacrifices took place. I know the Levites ate it. So these brothers who are out here saying we ain't supposed to be eating meat, I'll never agree with them because it's in the Bible. Oh, these brothers out here eating lamb. Okay, well, Passover, when we eat lamb, let them eat lamb. So you got these brothers who are teaching these doctrines that are adverse to what the scripture is saying. They're going to tell you that ain't what the Bible's really saying. Look, you ain't y'all me. I don't care what you say. But I don't condone, I don't put down people who eat meat. I just know that it doesn't work for me. I know my blood pressure is down. I know I don't have any heart problems anymore. I don't think I felt my heart jumping in about 2 weeks. See, for me, it was every day. It took me a while to get it there. It's taking me a while to make it stop. So it's almost about done because I haven't felt it for a couple of weeks. Usually I can think of something, this anxiety type of thinking, and guess what? There it goes. So what am I saying? Let's put this in the crux so y'all can ask you some questions real quick. He's giving you everything that you need to heal your bodies. Your type 2 diabetes, your cancer. I'm not a doctor, let me say that so nobody can try to sue me. Every disease that you can think of, your women stuff going on, guess what? Goes away. Your men stuff you got going on, guess what? Goes away. I've learned this real quick. If you have heart problems or blood problems, eat all red fruit. Notice how y'all does things? Red, blood. Eat your beets. Eat your apples. Eat your cherries. Eat whatever is red. If you want to heal yourself, men, if you want to heal yourself, start eating all red fruit and get off of everything else. Do it for about 21 days and watch what happens. Okay? So I'm getting ready to start. Matter of fact, tomorrow I'm doing a 21-day watermelon only. It's called mono eating. You eat one thing. We're the only people who put a bunch of food together and eat it. Animals don't do that. We the only ones that do that stuff. So anyway, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be vlogging and putting it up every day, trying to put it up every day, how it's going for me. I'm going to tell you what's going on. You're going to have your intestinal stuff go away. Watermelon is the best bottled water that you can drink. That's the real bottled water, H3O. Yeah, that's the stuff. The bottled waters that we drink, all blank, ain't nothing in it. Nothing. Except for well water if you like the Watsons. But anyway, I'm going to stop. And I'm sorry I couldn't get through everything, but this is the time that I got. But I want you all to be able to ask some questions. If you don't have questions, I'll just keep going. So does anybody have questions?
Let's go to the preferred members first. Preferred ticket holders.
I don't have all the answers because I'm still on this walk myself, but I'll tell you what I know.
Thank you for being here, and thank you to you also for being obedient. What types of fruit where can you get good fruit that's not store or GMO or
Good question.
where's a good place to get fruit?
Good question. So what I'll start doing is I travel. Sometimes I travel 3 or 4 hours to go get good fruit. And I make videos of the place, and I put it up on YouTube, and I'll say, hey, this store has this, and they have tropical fruit. I love tropical fruit. I'm tired of this stuff that we got here. But so sometimes you have to travel. Go to Asian markets. Asian markets will normally have good fruit for you. They really will. You got Whole Foods, but you can't even find a seedless watermelon in Whole Foods. For those of you who are worried about seedless watermelon, quit worrying about it. If that's all you got, eat it.
Right.
Eat it. If people say it's GMO, technically it's not GMO because 1 out of 100 watermelon is going to be seedless. They just capitalized on that and learned how to make them all seedless. So it's not necessarily genetically modified. So if all you got in your area, in your food desert, is seedless, I don't care if it's grapes or whatever, get the seedless. It's better than eating a piece of fried chicken in that blood. Let me tell you this real quick. I'm glad you said something about it. Listen, you want to know where diabetes comes from? Diabetes comes from you eating fat, getting fat into your system, and then you eating something sweet. That fat blocks those receptors that are in your gut and in your blood system. It blocks it. The fat covers those receptors, and then you eat something sweet, and the blood, the sugar, it's amazing, travels through your intestines, goes right into your blood. Travels through your stomach, goes right into your blood. Well, when it tries to lay on the receptors to give your body energy, guess what's on there? Fat. So that's why blood sugar spikes. Okay? If you eat fructose from fruit, I don't juice fruit. I'm going to tell you why. If you want your blood sugar to spike, juice fruit. Y'all made fruit to have fiber. If you eat that fruit, the juice and the fiber lays down stuff in your stomach so that the blood doesn't absorb the sugar as quick. So it's like he put his own little slowdown in the fruit. So when you eat fruit, eat it. That's what I want. What I want to eat. I don't want to drink nothing. I want to eat. So take your fruit, eat it. If you got to get full, if it takes you 10 oranges like I just ate a while ago, hey, so what? And you'll go right to the bathroom from it. You'll see you got your real H320. That's your real stuff. But anyway, travel. That's what I'm doing.
Structured water. Structured water.
Farmers markets, hey, whatever's local to you, that's what you go for. I'll be interviewing a black farmer next week. He raises all his watermelon seedless and non-GMO, and he doesn't put any fertilizer down. So I'm going to interview him. So if y'all want to keep up with that kind of stuff, my wife and I, we're going to Costa Rica in 3 weeks. I'll be down there. We're going for anniversary. But number 2, I'm going to give you some fruit. That's my new passion. Anybody else got another question?
Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Thank you
Shalom,
so
sister.
much for coming out. And I just want to give all praises to the Most High Yah because even though I am overweight, I do not have diabetes. I do not
Hallelujah.
have any of those sickness. However,
Hallelujah.
it can come if I continue to let my gut continue to me worshiping my gut because it is true what you said. You'll be like, go and get this, go and get that. Don't tell nobody. And I know I do that. So I just wanted to know, what about coconut water? Is that really good for you too?
You done barked up the right tree. Hey, let me tell you what. My wife will tell you, if I see a green coconut, it's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I got me a coconut opener now. If I see a green one, boy, Asian markets, they got them.
Yeah. Okay.
Get your coconut water. That's your best water. Best water you can drink. So if you want to lose fat, you don't want to put fat in your system. So don't eat the coconut flesh because that's fat. I mean, it's jelly. The green coconuts have jelly. The brown coconut, that meat that they eat, it's not even good for your body. You shouldn't even eat hard coconut. It's not good for your digestive system. But the fleshy kind, the floppy, that's good for your digestive system. If you're not trying to lose weight, hey, eat it all you want. It's the best stuff. I don't even like coconut flesh, but green coconut, oh, I love it. I love it. But anyway, drink that. My goal one day is to move somewhere south. If it's got to be the tropics, y'all willing, that's where I'm going to go. I want to have coconut trees, big trees, mangoes. I want to be able to walk out of my house and have tropical fruit. See, God has just altered my mind because I ain't never been there. Never been there. So hopefully that helps.
Hold up next. Then we go into.
Yeah, I just wanted to attest to what you saying because I did the same thing for 6 weeks and lost 40 pounds.
Oh yeah.
And you know what you saying about it being your God, like what the Most High has showed me was that if you want to live sinless, don't eat so much food because it's synonymous, like it go hand in hand with sin because you feed your flesh. And the flesh is insatiable. It always want more. You get your best meal, you're gonna want a better meal, and then a better meal.
Yeah.
So when you kill that, that's why when we had the Day of Atonement, he had us what is it? He had us put our flesh down and not eat. Like, and if you even look at Yehoshua, he didn't eat a lot. When he was at the well, he sent them to go get food. When they came back with the food, he didn't eat the food. He got up and left. Like, so you know. The fruit, they don't want us to know that, but the fruit, if you eat that fruit, it'll keep your body level. Yeah. And you want to walk without sin, practice that fasting more and more, and keep that all the food from out your body.
And that's what I do. I have to say, I don't call it a fast. It is, but technically, what I do is, if I eat at 7 o'clock at night, I don't eat for 13 to 16 hours. Because the shipper and I was talking about this. Your body reaches it at 13 to 16 hours, something called autophagy. Autophagy means your body has gotten into a state where it begins to heal your body. It heals from a cellular level. It begins to heal. So if you want to heal your body, if you have ailments, that's what you want to do. Take a break. This whole breakfast stuff they got is crazy. It is a break. You're breaking your fast. Yeah, that's what it really was about. You say something, bro?
No, I was just saying, during that 6 weeks, that's what I did. Eat nothing but fruit. That's all I eat now mostly is fruit.
Yeah, and don't get discouraged. If you do this, you're going to lose weight real quick in the beginning, and then it's going to start to taper off. You're losing water weight. We're 70% water.
Right. Yeah.
So you're losing water weight. Then you start moving. The part that you want is when you start moving into the fat loss. That's when you really want to hook into it. Water weight, everybody goes, oh man, 36, 38 pounds in 30 days. Yeah, but you didn't come and meet me when I was at day 80. And like, what the heck, I'm still almost like the same. Well, I learned. You burn fat. It's impossible to burn 1 pound of fat every day. Can't do it. You won't do it. Your body won't let you do it. So it'll slow down, but that's where you keep going. And then you watch and look at yourself 6 months later. Everybody's got the 90 days. No, look at 6 months.
That's right.
Look at 8 months. Look at a year. Look at 2 years. Because see, this should be something where you've gotten yourself to where you don't quit. You don't quit. I'm not quitting this. I found this to be my new normal. I still struggle. I heard about steak and chicken. It's still there. But that's why I say, shut up. I'm going to tell you what to do. You're going to tell me what to do. There you go. That's what I do. I'm so sorry. Give me, sister.
We got premium members, we got Obadiah, then we got Dr. McGurry.
I'll go for as long as he passes the mic.
So my question is, what fruits did you start out with? What are some good fruits to start out in the beginning?
Okay, the best fruit to eat is water fruit. Water fruit is your oranges, your pears, your watermelons, your cantaloupes, anything that you can squeeze that goes. That's what you want. Bananas are good, but they don't have a lot of water content. They got a lot of sugar content. So you want to do something that's got a lot of water in it because you're flushing. Y'all, that stuff makes you detox. For real. If you have something going on with you that they call, it starts with a C, that takes people out, I would suggest bypass all of that and do grapes only. Grapes is a stringent fruit. It like pulls the toxins out of your body. Guess what the C word can't do? It can't grow. It can't deal with the fructose. Yeah, you're going to get some fructose sugar, but you're using that to burn. But it has to have that bad stuff, that acidic stuff in you in order to grow. If you starve it, how does it stay around? If you starve us, can we continue to live? Same way with that lettuce.
Hallelujah.
And I'm just saying the C word because they have a way of, censoring it.
So you said earlier that juicing is not good, but what about making smoothies?
That's awesome because it's still a whole food.
Okay.
And look, if juicing works for you, juice. I'm not saying that juicing is not good. I'm saying for me it doesn't work because I know my personality. My personality is I want to feel something in here.
Okay.
And liquid just doesn't do it for me.
Well, I heard that making smoothies can take away some of the minerals and stuff from eating it whole. Yeah. Okay. So
The only thing that takes away minerals is radiation and heat. You put it in heat, gonna go. And that's why I try not to eat cooked food.
Wow.
You ever notice that if you eat like sauteed vegetables by themselves, I don't know about all of y'all, but you ever notice sometimes you have to go to the bathroom a little bit after and you're a little gassy? That's because your body's looking at it as toxic. Looking at it as a toxin, so it has to make it get out. Sorry, cooked food, you're killing it. Cooked oils, gotta stay away from that. You change it on a molecular level and it's bad for you. Notice they use sunflower, safflower, canola oil, all this stuff to fry your food. And once you fry it once that temperature gets above 250, it's done. You're eating toxins. That's what it is. So, I'm sorry, go ahead, brother.
Man, Elder, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank y'all.
Seeing, I just want to start by giving you the reverence that you deserve. We got elders in this community, and there's another elder here that's ordering his household right. He got his children in touch with nature. You know what I'm saying? And this is he picking the elders. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to start by saying that, man. I really appreciate everything that you presented today. There were 2 points in your discussion that I wasn't clear about, so I just want to see if you could maybe expound on them or explain them to my understanding. You mentioned something about green leafy vegetables and juicing them as opposed to eating them. I don't know if that's what you were saying or.
Well, green leafy vegetables are good for you. Eat those. Eat them up.
Yeah.
But some things that are really hard to break down in your stomach, that's why you want to pull the juice from it. Because we don't have ruminants. Animals go from one stomach, move it to the next, spit it up, chew it back, break it back down, send it back down again, and it goes into a circle. And by the time it gets to that fourth one, it's all broke down. There's cellulose in that. From what my research is showing me, we do not break down cellulose that good. We have one stomach. We don't have 4. So if you want to get the most important part of food that has a lot of cellulose in it, juice that. If you want to juice something, juice those things. That way that hard cellulose fiber stuff is hard on your digestive system. You don't have to worry about taking that into your system. However, if it works for you and that's what you need in order to make it work, do it.
So what do you mean? Like, what examples would you say? Like broccoli, celery? Like, what are those?
No, those are good.
Okay.
You're thinking about like kale. You know, people juice a lot of kale. Kale is a really roughage. You go to the bathroom and you look down and there's kale.
Okay.
That's because your body's not metabolizing it all the way. But leafy greens like spinach and things like that, you know, your regular lettuce is full of water. Like romaine lettuce, I eat lots of romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce and spinach, that's what I camp on. Those are water leafy greens. That's what's going to really help you, and you'll find yourself urinating from it. So, but the kale and stuff, that's a little tougher on your system. So that's what I was saying. Leafy greens is more like the romaine and spinach and stuff like that. Stuff is not as fibrous. It's not, you almost don't get a snap when you're eating it.
Okay. And lastly, you mentioned like a test that you did. I wasn't something about your thumb and grabbing your.
Oh yeah.
So,
If you hold water, like for me, my job is sedentary. I'm driving all day, so everything's circulating through my system, and then the liquid wants to move down to my legs because I'm sitting all day. And at the end of the day, I can pull my sock down and there's a ring, and above the ring, it's swollen. You'll see a lot of people who are really having problems. They have their legs are big and it's swollen from their holding fluid. That's a sign of heart disease coming.
Oh, wow.
So if you eat the correct way, that will go away. I think I showed in about 7 days after that that I no longer held water on my legs at the end of the day. So gotta stay away from that salt, black folk. Gotta stay away from that salt. I mean, eat some because you gotta have it. But what we do to it, we can't eat it like that. That stuff takes our blood vessels, and it does. This right here, blood pressure goes just like that.